You are welcome to our class today, and we shall be looking at another important topic as far as marriage issue is concerned. So we shall be considering roles and responsibilities. And we'll look at love, appreciation, and forgiveness in marriage. Love, appreciation, and forgiveness in marriage. I read from the book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 29. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 29 says, "Husband, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it." I repeat, husband, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself to it. I read again from Colossians chapter 3 verse 13 to 14. Colossians chapter 3 verse 13 to 14. Say, "Forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against anyone or any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. And above this, put on charity, which is love, which is the bond of perfection." I read again from Colossians chapter 3 verse 13 and 14. Say, "Forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man has a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. And above this, you put on charity, which is love, which is the bond of perfection." You can also read 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 1 to 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 1 to 13. Titus chapter 2 verse 4. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 to 33. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 to 33. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 8. And Colossians chapter 3 verse 19. Christian love is not physical attraction, lust, personal desire, sympathy, or compassion for the opposite gender. It is not also sex. The love that we're talking about as far as Christian is concerned, it is the feeling of strong personal attachment induced by a sympathetic understanding or by tie of kinship, ardent affection. So Christian love is not physical attraction, not lust, not personal desire, not sympathy or compassion for the opposite gender. It is not also sex. Like God, love is invisible, but we are sure of its existence because of its effect and actions. Love is invisible, but we are sure of its existence because of its effects. It is easier to experience love than to describe it. It is a mysterious emotional experience or expression. It is an unseen force which unites two people together. It is an unseen force which unites two people together. Love is powerful, positive thoughts and feeling of well-being for another person. It is the conscious and unconscious experience of God. So there are three dimensions of love: the eros, the philia, and the agape. Eros. This love is based on the physical. It is born out of carnal desire or strong attachment with sex attraction. Philia. This is based on emotional process. It is love that is born out of common experience, goals and bonding. It exists between brother and sister, such as we have between Jacob and Joseph, between John and Jesus Christ. Why agape? This is the love based on the spiritual. It is God's type of love, sacrificial and unselfish, It is unmerited and unconditional, such as the example between Christ and the church. David and Jonathan, this is a good example. 1 Samuel chapter 20 verse 19. 1 Samuel chapter 20 verse 19 and Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 to 26. So these three types of love, though distinct, are interrelated. Each has its own significant place in marriage. Again, marital love is not has to do with the sense of man. That is, marital love has to do with the sense of man. That is, sense, sight, touch, smell, taste, and hearing. A good blend in marital love involves the experience of admiration, affection, respect, compatibility, compassion, and sexual attraction towards your spouse. Practical demonstration of love in marriage. Practical demonstration of love in marriage. You must constantly reassure each other of your love by saying, I love you. You must constantly assure each other of your love by saying that you love. It should also not be a reward for sex. Love should not be a reward for sex or gratification, good meals, housekeeping allowance, and so. To say I love you is reassuring, but to act it out consistently is even more so. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 2 to 4. So how do you act it out? What are the ways through which you can act and demonstrate love? Number 1, through tenderness. Through tenderness. Give admiring glance, affectionate touch, that is holding hand, and extra attention that shows that your partner is special to you. I repeat, through tenderness. Give admiring glances, affectionate touches, holding hands, and extra attention that shows that your partner is special to you. 2, through giving of gifts. This should be not only on birthday and formal occasion, but also regularly as a surprise. It should not have to be expensive, but the thoughtfulness behind the gift is what is appreciated. So there should be giving of gifts. C, by spending time together. Occasionally go to a special place, the beach, restaurant, window shopping together, or take an out-of-town holiday. Number 4, by honoring your wife. Show her some respect as befitting of a life partner. Show her respect as befitting a life partner. Number E, through sacrifices. Sacrifice your own efforts, your comfort. Husband should join wife in clearing the house, washing dishes, doing the laundry, and so on. So you can read more in Luke chapter 22 verse 26 to 27. Luke chapter 22 verse 26 to 27. You can read more on that. Number F, by accepting your spouse's shortcomings. By accepting your spouse's shortcomings. Do not compare your wife to your mother or to your husband, or your husband to your father. Do not compare your wife with your mother or your husband with your father. You are in for the long haul and should learn to bear or deal with your partner's strengths and weaknesses. So you must learn to deal and to cope with your partner's strengths and weaknesses. G, through being faithful, especially when your spouse is uncooperative, arrogant, selfish, and when he or she fails to recognize or appreciate your love and sacrifice. So you must continue to be faithful. Number H, by practicing the characteristics of love as narrated in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 8. By practicing the characteristics of love as narrated in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 8. Lastly, anytime it seems either or both of you are getting cold towards each other for no cogent cause, pray that Jesus should grant your marriage new wine as he did at the wedding of Cana in Galilee. John chapter 3, verse 1 to 10. He will cause your love for each other to be renewed. Now let's look at appreciation and commendation in marriage. Appreciation and commendation in marriage. Our Bible readings, you can read Exodus chapter 16, verse 2, Luke chapter 17, verse 17 to 18, Philemon chapter 4 to 7, Romans chapter 16, verse 3 to 16. Appreciation is being able to recognize and judge rightly the value of an act or things, while commendation is to praise or speak favorably of that act or thing. We need to recognize positive action on efforts and reinforce such by our appreciation and commendation. Unfortunately, many couples take their partner's goals gesture for granted. So there's need and importance for us to appreciate and commend one another in the journey of life. Features and acts that should be appreciated. Now let's look at some of the things that should be appreciated as couples. 1. Physical characteristics like size, height, shape, and color, dressing, hairdo. All this should be appreciated. The size, height, shape, and color, dressing, hairdo, and many others should be appreciated. Good meals should be appreciated. Household chores, new purchases, promotion and successes, help, assistance, taking care of the children, household allowance or gifts, spiritual qualities, all this should be appreciated. 2. Positive effects of appreciation. What are the results of appreciation? It sparks off a chain of positive reaction. It encourages more effort in that direction. It creates family stability and generates joy, peace, and happiness. It creates family stability and generates love, peace, and happiness. It suits painful sacrifice one has to make for the family. That is, it breeds the right atmosphere for cooperation between husband and wife. It creates a better atmosphere to operate the spirit of forgiveness. Appreciation and commendation killers. Some of the things that kills appreciation and commendation. The following are attitude or disposition that removes appreciation from the home. 1. Pride and arrogance from either of the partner. 2. A perfectionist spirit. When one of them has a perfectionist spirit, it will be difficult to satisfy. 3. A critical spirit. The murmuring and backbiting. When that spirit of murmuring and backbiting exists in the family, it kills commendation and appreciation. A spirit of condemnation. There's always condemning every effort, every suggestion, every idea is always condemned. Spirit of condemnation. F. An independent nature. When one feels that without the other one is very, very okay and satisfied. G. Comparing your spouse to another. By comparing your spouse to another man, to another woman, this kills the spirit of commendation and appreciation. Over spirituality. When you feel that you are more spiritual than the other, it kills commendation and appreciation. A vengeful spirit. It's always looking for vengeance in every situation. It kills commendation and appreciation. An unforgiving spirit that makes remarks uh, uh, that refers to past errors, past mistakes. An unforgiving spirit also kills appreciation and commendation. Nagging or bullying destroy or kills appreciation and commendation. A spirit of rivalry, always in contest with one another, kills appreciation. A spirit of jealousy also kills appreciation. When you are jealous of your partner, you are jealous of every good thing about that individual, it kills appreciation. Now let's look at forgiveness in marriage. Forgiveness in marriage. You can read Mark chapter 11 verse 25 to 26, Mark chapter 11 verse 25 to 26, Matthew chapter 18 verse 21 to 22, Matthew 18 verse 21 to 22, Colossians chapter 3 verse 13 to 4, Colossians chapter 3 verse 12 to 13, Colossians chapter 3 verse 12 to 13, Ephesians chapter 4 verse 26 to 27, Ephesians chapter 4 verse 26 to 27, Ephesians chapter 4 verse 31 to 32, Matthew chapter 6 verse 12, and Matthew chapter 6 verse 14 to 15. Forgiveness in marriage. Forgiveness means to pardon or show mercy. That is, you no longer have the wish to punish for an offense. Forgiveness means to pardon or show mercy. That is, you no longer have the wish to punish for an offense. It also means not to have hard feeling towards the offender. In order to have marital joy, happiness, peace, and stability, forgiveness at all time and in all circumstances is imperative. So, in order to have marital joy, happiness, peace, and stability, forgiveness at all time and in all circumstances is imperative. Remember, to err is human, but to forgive is divine. Let's look at some principles for easy forgiveness. Principle that makes forgiveness very easy for you in marriage. 1. Make room in your heart for offenses. Nobody is perfect. In marriage, expect some deliberate and unavoidable offenses from your spouse. You have not married an angel. I repeat, make room in your heart for offenses. Nobody is perfect. In marriage, accept some deliberate and unavoidable offenses from your spouse. You have not married an angel. Number 2, forgive and forget. Do not document forgiven offenses. Do not mention them again. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 25. Forgive and forget. Once you forgive, forget about it. Don't make reference to it again at any time in the journey of life. Number C, practice open forgiveness, even when your partner is not ready to admit his or her faults. Practice open forgiveness, even when your partner is not ready to admit his or her faults. D, admit your offense and ask for forgiveness from your partner. Agree and accept your offense and ask for forgiveness from your partner. Proverbs chapter 15 verse 1 to 2. E, do unto your spouse as you would want him or her to do unto you. Do unto him or her as you want him or her to do unto you as well. Now let's look at the effects of unforgiveness. Effects of unforgiveness in marriage. It could hinder answers to prayer. The effect of unforgiveness in marriage, it can hinder answers to prayer. Mark chapter 11 verse 25 to 26, Mark 11 25 to 26, 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7, 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. 2. It could cause physical affliction or sickness, such as hypertension, neurosis, schizophrenia, miscarriage, paranoid psychosis. In effect, it reduces the lifespan. So these are some of the problems that can arise due to unforgiving spirits. The sin of your spouse might be taken out of your children, in-law, and on relations, thus complicating the crisis. The sins of your spouse might be taken out on your children, in-laws, and on relations, thus complicating the crisis. So love is as strong as death, and much water cannot quench it. Songs of Solomon chapter 8 verse 6. Thus, as death can bring a permanent end to marriage, the absence of love is capable of eroding marital bliss and dealing it a dead blow. Appreciation serves as a positive catalyst and lubricates the wheels of marriage. Remember also that your spouse deserves forgiveness for all offenses daily, except for the 491th offense in a day, as Jesus Christ said in Matthew chapter 18 verse 22. May God help you to abide by all this that we have considered today. May God give us better understanding of all we have discussed today, and the spirit of forgiveness will come into our lives and make our marriage better on every side. And so shall it be for you in Jesus' name. Amen.